All right, so we're live. All right, so I'm just going to state for the record that it's 10:45 p.m. We're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. You are in Augusta, and the number of coronavirus cases is 1.56 million, and the number of deaths in the U.S. is 92,258. So, all right, Caitlyn, how are you doing? How's it going?
I mean, right now it's better than what it was before, I guess.
Yeah. What was it like
Because,
before?
well, the mall is opening up tomorrow, and the
Really?
last, yeah, and um, some restaurants are having dine in now, and before there was like none of that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what the rules are going to be for the mall? Like, because the county says there can't be more than 10 people in a group.
Yeah, I have no idea how that's gonna work, but I have a feeling tomorrow will probably be packed.
Yeah, it's going to be packed probably. Yeah. So yeah, for starters, oh, there goes my video. Um, how has um how has school been going for you?
Really stressful.
Do you want to
because
elaborate?
because it was like all of a sudden everything is just online, because at first the governor put in like no school for like I think 2 weeks, so we were all like happy about getting a break, but then it was, oh, you're never coming back to school again, actually. So everything was just online, and it was like, okay, like kind of hard because I don't concentrate very well like through online stuff, because you can't really ask questions as often, and my school
Hmm.
doesn't do Zoom meetings like this. So, like, yeah, it was hard, and it was stressful because I was like, well, if I have a question, I know I can email the teachers, but how fast will they get back to me?
Yeah, yeah. And I guess so like none of your classes have had any kind of Zoom or online meetings at all? Like none of it's been face to face at all?
No, not with my classes, but my principal did want like a Zoom meeting with my senior, just a senior class to like talk about graduation and stuff.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. So like
Hmm.
when did you first hear about the that your school was going to get shut down and stuff? Do you remember what it was like when you first heard that school was going to get closed? Do you remember like what the
Right,
other students were saying about it?
right. So, it was actually my friend Riley. He told me, he like snapped me. He's like, "Oh my God, did you hear that we're gonna have a break from school because of the coronavirus?" And I was like, "No." And because at that time it was only like a month off of school,
Mm.
and so I was like, oh, well, now we can't have a spring break, or now we can't have, you know, like any more breaks until the end of the school year.
Hmm.
And I thought that I was going to get out of school later too, like into my summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, just for the record, do you want to state your first and last name and your age and where you're going to high school?
My name is Caitlyn Kirchoff. I'm 18 and I'm going to Augusta High School. I'm a senior.
Yeah. Yeah. So as a senior, I'm
Hmm.
sure you have a unique experience, like with this whole thing because you're not going to get a graduation ceremony.
Actually, I believe I will get one, but it won't be until the end of July. And I was supposed to get it in the end of May. Like literally on Friday. This Friday is when I was supposed to graduate. But and I guess technically I am. I just don't have my diploma, and I won't like be getting that for a while.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
we were supposed to have like a lock-in too on graduation night where we get all these gifts, and yeah, like none of that's gonna happen now because of this.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty nasty. Gosh, I am having serious camera problems this time. I'm working on a faulty laptop, so it's a sign of
Hmm.
the times.
Get an iPhone.
Yeah, there you go. Do you remember the first time you heard about coronavirus?
Oh my God, yes. And if I'm being completely honest, I thought it was a joke at first, because I when I first heard about it, it was on Instagram, and it was a bunch of memes about people someone eating a bat, and like, oh, cause the whole world to be chaotic, whatever. And like I thought it was a joke, and people started talking about it being actually serious, and then places started to actually shut down, and I was like, whoa, this is like not a joke, this is serious.
Yeah. So like you saw a bunch of memes on Instagram and stuff and online, and other people your age were kind of making like jokes out of it and like memes and stuff because like it wasn't serious.
Yeah, and people weren't really taking it seriously or talking about it seriously,
Hmm.
and that was before like schools shut down, before restaurants were shutting down. And then I realized that the MLB and like the NBA canceled like all their games, and they're not letting like anybody into any concerts or anything. And then I was like, whoa, this is like starting to get serious. And then I started getting scared. I'm like, well, what else is going to happen? And then I noticed there was like no more toilet paper left. And and I actually thought that was like a joke too, like some like stupid joke with that. So I actually literally went to Walmart with my friend, and I saw there was no toilet paper there, and I was like, oh my god, this is this is not a joke, people are actually doing this.
Yeah, and I still have no idea why because yeah, it has nothing to do with toilet paper. I still have no idea why that happened, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, do you remember like the first thing that happened that actually made you think like, oh, this is actually going to impact like me personally? Like, I mean, I know like I'm not sure if you go to many MLB or NBA games, or
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But do you remember the first thing that you saw in the news that was like, oh wow, this is actually going to personally affect me, or was it just school closing was the first thing?
um I can't remember like if I found if I thought the school would affect me more than like my job. But I guess it was when I found out that schools were getting closed, and that's kind of when I was like, well, how is this gonna work then? Like, am I still gonna graduate? Like, am I still gonna have a ceremony? Am I still gonna like, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, how has it worked this semester for you so far? Because I know you've been only online since the beginning of April or end of March.
End of March.
End of March, yeah. So like,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to tell everybody like what like just a normal school day online for you has been like doing your assignments, checking your email, like stuff like that. How has
Yeah,
communication been?
yeah. Well, because I'm a senior, like my principal and like my superintendent and all my teachers, they always hand out these surveys, which seems like every day, trying to get like their responses from seniors, and so yeah, I go on to my email first thing, and I see all these like surveys and like, oh, when do you want graduation, like what do you want to do for graduation, and all that stuff. And then I pretty much just like go on to Google Classroom and like see like everything I need to do that day,
Hmm.
or everything that's due, and
Hmm.
I pretty much just do all of that.
Yeah, and has like have you had the available technology to be able to do your homework? Like, has it been functioning well for you, or have you had problems accessing things you need to access, or turning in homework? Like, is everything working for you, or have you had to do other things to make your experience at school actually work?
Actually, sometimes I would have everything that I needed, and then there's other times where I didn't, because all I had was a laptop, and my teacher would need like me to download PDF files or like go onto Adobe Flash, and I don't know why, but like my laptop wouldn't be capable with like Adobe Flash, like downloading that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So I would have to email her and be like, hey, is there like a different solution that I can do, because it won't let me download this. And then they'll just basically like take me off, like not give me a zero, not like fail me for the thing, but like they would basically just take me off as like, you know, not not gonna like work on it because I couldn't.
Okay. So like there wasn't any like serious penalties if like you missed a
Yeah.
deadline because of
Hmm.
technology or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
that's Yeah, that's like one thing that I'm like really grateful for, because a lot of teachers are really understanding too. Like at my school, they're actually really understanding right now.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And
Yeah.
I know I know you've had to go to your sister's house a bunch of times to work on homework and
Mhm.
stuff because at your place you don't have internet, right? Or like you have kind of bad internet.
Yeah, I have really bad internet that I only have a hotspot, and hotspots working with computers nowadays, they don't work that well. So,
Yeah.
and I also live out in the country, so it's like hard, and also my sister is in college. So like I feel like having her by my side would also be a plus.
Yeah. How far have you had to drive like every day or every other day to do homework like at your sister's house?
I would have to drive like about 25 minutes to half an hour. It depends on traffic, but
Like there
um
and back or one way?
like one way.
So it's about like 20, like 50 minutes to an hour every day to drive
Yeah.
there and back. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's a
Mhm.
good thing your teachers have been understanding though, and not, too
Yeah.
hard on you. Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What's the mood like for some of the other seniors that like are people just like really disappointed? Like obviously they're not gonna be able to get the graduation ceremony right away. I mean, are they like do they think that that they should hold it anyway? Like do they agree that it should have been postponed for safety reasons, or do they think, oh, like we should just have it now? You know?
They agree with like well, I feel like, I can't speak for everyone, but with my class, I feel like everyone's like understanding, even though we're all sad, or they're all like sad. They're like, "Oh no, we're not going to be doing other things that the senior classes did in the past." And I can understand that, but like this is a serious thing, and this is a scary thing.
Hmm.
So, I think I think it's more to worry about the world than just like your own class, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Most of you guys have been thinking about the bigger picture rather than your own personal
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Have you had to push anything else back? Like I know, like I'm sure there's some graduation parties too that
Oh,
have to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Actually, I was supposed to go to my friend's graduation party this weekend, but that's not going to happen.
Yep.
There was a lot of graduation parties that were supposed to happen this weekend, because people like to have it the weekend that they graduate.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously they're all canceled. My best friend's graduation party was supposed to be June 20th, but she had to cancel that. And my graduation party was supposed to be June 27th, and I don't know. It kind of depends on like that stay at home rule, how
It's in
long
that
that
weird
will.
gray area. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting, but I really hope I don't have to cancel it or move it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the other bigger things I was excited to talk to you about too is just that, I mean, I remember my high school, like teenage years being kind of crazy, but like, I'm sure yours have just been, nuts the last couple months. So like, what's it kind of been like just being a high schooler, like in this time, like being a teenager in this time, like, there's nowhere to go, like you can't go see a movie with your friends. You can't go to the mall is shut down. So like there's been really limited access to things like how have you been holding up mentally? Like have you been able to see your friends, or like has it been like how has your personal experience changed, I guess, since this big thing has happened?
um, well, some of my friends I have been able to see a lot, and that's because they're adults and they're like allowed to go out. But I still have friends who are like 17, 16, and who can't go out because their parents are like concerned of the coronavirus.
Hmm.
So I haven't been able to see them a lot, but I definitely do like FaceTime them. And it's just I guess it has been hard mentally, because I love my friends more than anything, and it's just like so weird not being able to see them, especially since summer is coming up, and like you're supposed to see them whenever, like a lot. And
Yeah, yeah.
now you can't because of the coronavirus, and it really sucks, because I had so much plans this summer, and it's like pretty much all canceled now.
Yeah, yeah. You graduated high school. Now's the time to go out and celebrate and stuff.
Yeah, but
Mm,
now I can't.
yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Um. So how has this affected your job then? Like, where do you work? What do you do? How's that differed?
um, I work at a restaurant and they had it closed for about a month. So it was really hard at that time because I was pretty much broke. And I was trying to get unemployment um, money, but it took a long time. I think it took me like almost a month to been able to get my unemployment checks, but
Mhm.
when I finally did, it actually helped me a lot. So, but it was really scary at first because I was broke. I didn't have a job. I had to like travel to and from my sister's house just to do my homework, and it was so weird.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. So like, how do you feel about the whole stay-at-home order thing? Going until May 26th, and like, how do you feel about like? I guess this is kind of a big question, but like, how do you feel about like the state and like the federal government's response to the coronavirus? Do you think that they've done a decent job protecting people, or do you think that more could be done? Is there something you want to see more of?
Honestly, I personally feel like our government's been doing a good job um, with the stay-at-home stuff. Especially, I feel like they've been really like more caring. Well, I don't want to say more caring, but they really thought a lot about the kids, especially with school and like um, maybe like concerts and like the MLB and like the NBA, because people love to go to that stuff, but it all had to be canceled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you would say that the state government seems more caring in terms of, like the school stuff and like taking
Yeah.
care of the kids. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
How do you feel about how do you feel about what you know about the federal government's response to the things like with the federal shutdown and how like the how the president's been handling everything? Like, do you think it's been doing an okay job, or do you think there's something you could see more of?
Um, well, it's really hard to like answer that because you feel like you can see more, but then again, what more can you see? Like, there's not a lot you can do without people accusing the government as a communist.
Without being accused of being authoritarian? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that there's anything that could have been done to stop it from getting to this point, like preventative, or do you think that it was pretty much inevitable that things were going to get this bad?
I feel like it was pretty much inevitable because like I don't know. There's not really much you can do in these situations. Like you
Hmm.
can't stop a virus.
Hmm.
There's no vaccine that can happen overnight.
Hmm.
It takes a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, though, I actually do want to add for the record. Just today, news came out that a healthcare company has tested a vaccine for the coronavirus, and in all of its limited testing, in its 25 milligram, I believe, and 100 milligram doses, it's been proven 100% effective. So that might be moving towards like a more final production soon. So yeah, yeah, May 19th, they've had a big successful trial of a vaccine. So that's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, so you mentioned that work was closed for about a month. Is it back open now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and how is that different now compared to before you closed?
Well, honestly, the customers have been so amazing, and because they love the restaurant. And like before, we were just doing only takeout before we were closed, and we were kind of dead. Like there wasn't a lot of people coming in, but now there's like we're so busy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm honestly very thankful for that. Like I'm like I was thankful to be working in the first place, but now I'm just like I feel so blessed to be back to work and make money.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy since you reopened, though, huh? Like, does that worry you at all, or has the restaurant taken precautions for your health, or?
Yeah, we all have to wear masks, and um it has, I mean, I guess it can be stressful at some points, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to talk more about like how the restaurant's been able to open, like how the customers have to interact with you now, like how the restaurant's changed to meet the new standards?
Um well, now there's like bits and pieces of restaurants that are doing dine in now, but I feel like they're being very careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the restaurant I work at, they're not doing dine in yet.
Yeah. What are they doing?
We're doing takeout, and we're also doing like car hops, and that's basically like a drive-in type of thing.
Yeah, and you didn't do that before, right? That's the whole.
No, no, that's first time I'm ever doing that.
Yeah. Were you guys pretty prepared for that change in how you worked, or has it been a little stressful to adjust to the whole new method of serving people?
Yeah, it's definitely been stressful with that like a new method, but like it's definitely been stressful, but it's like fine, you know?
Yeah, it's all right with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Um, have you heard anything from your friends or anything like do you know many people who who are more skeptical of the coronavirus, of how serious it is? Like, do you have like, or I guess, how should I ask this? Have you experienced anybody who has thought that like it's not as big of a deal as it's made out to be? Have you seen anything on the news?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes, a
yeah.
lot of people are like, "Oh my god, they're just afraid of the sniffles or they're just afraid of the flu." If it was anything like the flu, do you really think restaurants would shut down? Do you really think the NBA? Do you really think Disneyland and World would shut down? Like, no, this is obviously a serious thing. And people, just because we're wearing masks doesn't mean like we're over exaggerating. We're just trying to help our community and help ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't think that wearing masks is necessarily oppressive then, like some people are claiming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Um, let me see. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wanted to ask you, has this affected your college plans at all? Like, this is a pretty big transition for you. Like, have you thought about how this might affect your freshman year in college?
Right. Well, I'm starting college in August, and I know for sure the coronavirus won't be wiped out by then. So it's it really is like scaring me, I guess, or making me nervous because I don't want my freshman year of college to be online.
Yeah.
Like I've always, like 4 years in high school, I've always wondered what it's like to be in a classroom or be in like a college classroom with a professor. And like I just want to see that right away, I don't want to wait anymore for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you've waited a long time to be out of high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Do you think that most college campuses like will be ready by September to be able to accommodate, large groups of people and things like that?
I think like United States wise, maybe, yeah. But I
Hmm.
feel like Wisconsin as a whole, not necessarily, because I feel like we're really trying to like be cautious about this whole thing, which is
Okay.
good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you think that some states are opening up too early, but Wisconsin, you think, is taking its time, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, have you heard anything about other states that have opened too early so far? as of right now that you think is kind of a horror story or a bad story of states opening too early? Do you know anything about that? Like I know Texas and Florida opened early.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Didn't like Texas open early and then they had like a breakage of coronavirus cases?
Yeah,
Wasn't it something like that?
I believe they've had over 1,000 cases for 8 or 9 days in a row. Yeah, but I'm
That's
not quite sure if
insane.
I'm not quite sure if we're seeing the effects of that yet though, because I think the virus takes about between 6 to 12 days to show itself, I believe. So I'm not sure if we'll see the effects of that quite yet. I mean, it could get a lot worse for those states, or it could be totally fine. I guess it's a little early for us to know yet.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. Have you heard anything good on the news about this at all? Like, are there any kind of feel good stories that you've seen about people helping each other out, like people like in your own community or people in the state, or I mean, even just nationally? Have you seen any good stories of how people have like come together during this time to like support each other?
Um, I not necessarily, but I do feel like people who are washing their hands a lot and doing social distancing and wearing masks, I feel like that's a lot of help already, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for our
Yeah.
community.
Yeah. Have you been really following national news at all, or have you been getting a lot of your information from like your friends and like your family and like online circles and stuff like that? Have you been following the news on it a lot?
I actually haven't, only because you don't really know what's real or fake these days. So, and one thing I did realize was like the stuff that is true on the news, it eventually it will get back to you, but all the
Hmm.
fake stuff won't. So that's why I don't really pay
Hmm.
attention to the news.
Yeah, yeah. You think oh yeah, that's a cute cat. Show the cat for the camera, Caitlin. What's his name?
Pandy.
Yeah, anyways, though, you think that's a problem though, that news sites and news channels and stuff like you aren't sure what's real and what's fake, and some people have
Yeah.
been taking that too far.
Hmm.
Yeah, can you think of any specific examples of something you saw that like turned out to be not true that people were
Um,
talking about for a while?
yeah, there was, I know that there was like some people over exaggerating the cases of the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that like some of that data was lied about. And so that's also why people are like, oh, it's not a big deal. They're lying about this data. Like, okay, just because they're lying about data doesn't mean it's not serious, but
Yeah, yeah, and it's also super hard for like the numbers to come out because like testing has to be high for us to actually know the
mhm,
real number, and the numbers change so quickly every day, like it's hard to keep track of.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Gosh. All right. Well, can you think of any plans this summer that you can use to kind of get around the coronavirus, or do you think it'll be a pretty boring summer for you? Or do you think things will open up in time for you to be able to do something fun?
I hope things will open up in time. I did do research because I was planning on going to Wisconsin Dells over the summer,
Mm.
and I saw that they're opening up in like sometime in June, so
Oh
I'll
wow,
hopefully,
really?
yeah, it was like
Oh wow.
June something, yeah.
Have they released any rules or anything like that about how that's going to be different?
Um, honestly, no, they just pretty much said on their webpage, oh, we're opening up at this time, but yeah.
Interesting. Wow. And do you want to tell people what the Wisconsin Dells is, quick, just for in case someone's outside of Wisconsin?
Yeah, Wisconsin Dells is basically like, um, it's basically Disneyland, but like with water parks
It's just
in
one giant water
Wisconsin.
park.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
like other separate water parks in that water park. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and that's a good place for people to congregate in large numbers and possibly contract the
Mhm.
virus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's safe enough at this point for them to open in June since we're in May? It's almost May 20th. It's almost June.
it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Since there's no vaccine out, I guess no, it's not safe
Mm-hmm.
enough.
Mm-hmm. Do
It
you
really
know?
sucks though.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know if the amount of cases in Wisconsin has stabilized yet, or?
I don't know,
Yeah.
actually. Do you know?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I think we have flattened the curve by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see though, since the businesses have opened up recently. It'll
Hmm.
be interesting to see where we're at in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well, I think we're getting close to the end though. Is there anything else that you want to share with everybody about your experiences dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, or?
Don't take anything for granted. Don't ever take anything for granted.
Mhm. What are some of the things that you think that you've taken for granted before this?
Well, before I started working again, it was definitely my job. Like, I never thought I would miss getting stressed out, but like I kind of did. Like, I missed like driving home at night from work and like listening to music, and um I feel like I took for granted like the amount of times I had with my friends, not spending
Hmm.
not spending enough time with them or not having enough fun. Oh, my cat just jumped up on here.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's part of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my camera stopped working halfway through because my laptop camera is cracked. So I am
Oh,
limited by the tools that are available to me in this crazy time. So
that's not fun.
no, but we're getting through it. All right. Well, Caitlin, I think it's close to that time. So I want to thank you so much for this interview. I think we got a lot of really valuable stuff, and I really appreciate you helping me out.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing me.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Bye.